When you stop following the paths of others and start listening to the silence within yourself, the world opens up in an entirely new light. Everything that once seemed impossible suddenly becomes obvious, and every step becomes certain. This is not the will of fate, but your inner knowledge that has always been there, yet you failed to notice it. This video is based on Nietzsche's philosophy and will be interesting and useful for those who are passionate about philosophy or wish to explore it. We will dive into what lies beyond ordinary perception, into a world where intuition becomes your greatest ally and life your greatest teacher. Well then, let's begin. You live in an ocean of sounds. Words, cries, whispers, machines, notifications. This world has draped a veil of noise over you so that you forget the rhythm of your own breath. But silence is not emptiness. It is a mirror in which your soul is reflected. Every time you seek answers in the voices of others, you betray yourself. Silence is a challenge. It strips you bare, leaving you without the comforting noise of excuses. You fear it because it does not flatter, console, or offer ready-made solutions. Yet in its cold clarity, truth is born. Sit in silence, and you will feel the pulse of your heart. It is not just the rhythm of life. It is the voice you have forgotten. Silence does not give answers. It allows them to rise from the depths where you have hidden them. It does not promise comfort, but it grants the strength to look within yourself. You fear stopping because you think you will be frozen in emptiness. But when the noise fades, you begin to hear the music that plays within you. And then you realize that everything you sought in the external world was always with you. Let silence be not your enemy, but your ally. In its embrace, your true self is born. And when you learn to hear it, you will learn to hear everything. Truth lies in the details. The world does not reveal itself through grand gestures or thunderous proclamations. It whispers, it hints, it conceals its secrets in the smallest of details. If you walk blindly, rushing through life, you will miss the map that lies hidden in plain sight. The falling of light on a stranger's face, the subtle quiver in someone's voice, the way a leaf trembles before it falls. These are not random occurrences. They are messages from the fabric of existence, waiting for you to notice. Your intuition is not a sudden gift, it is a collector of fragments. Each fleeting moment, each overlooked detail feeds it. Like a painter adding stroke after stroke to a masterpiece, your inner compass sharpens with every detail you absorb. But this requires discipline. It demands that you stop living as if the world owes you bold signals. The truth does not scream. It waits patiently. Hidden in the patterns most people are too distracted to see. Consider the movement of people around you. The way a hand lingers in a gesture, the hesitation before a word is spoken, the subtle tension in a smile. These are not meaningless. They are keys to understanding the unspoken. When you train your eyes to see and your ears to hear, the world ceases to be chaotic. It becomes a symphony of meaning, and you, its conductor. In details, you find clarity. In details, you discover yourself. Every detail is a thread, and if you are patient enough to follow it, it will weave a path to what you seek. But tread carefully, for the world will tempt you to overlook the small in favor of the grand. Resist this temptation, for the grand is often hollow, while the small holds the weight of the universe. Open your eyes, and the map of your destiny will unfold, not in fireworks, but in the quiet, persistent glow of the details you choose to see. The power of the right questions, the questions you ask, shape the reality you inhabit. Weak questions weaken you. They drag you into the pit of self-pity, where you circle endlessly, seeking answers that cannot exist. Why is this happening? To me, this question is a cage. It locks you into the role of a victim, as if life owes you comfort, as if struggle is an injustice. But life owes you nothing, and struggle is its greatest teacher. The right question is a weapon. It cuts through despair and reveals the path forward. What must I understand? This question takes the chaos of experience and transforms it into clarity. It demands that you look beyond the surface of your suffering and see its purpose. It shifts your focus from blame to growth, from complaint to action. It is a question that turns pain into wisdom. Your intuition thrives on these questions. It does not respond to whining or doubt. It answers the call of curiosity and courage. When you ask what you must learn, you align yourself with the deeper currents of existence. You stop resisting the flow of life and begin moving with it. In that movement, answers arise, not as gifts, but as rewards for your willingness to confront the unknown. Do not expect the right question to bring comfort. It will unsettle you. It will strip away the excuses you have clung to and force you to face truths you would rather avoid. But in that discomfort lies liberation. The right question does not solve problems, it transforms them. It turns obstacles into opportunities, confusion into insight, and setbacks into steps forward. To ask the right question is to declare that you are not here to drift, but to discover. It is an act of defiance against the easy, the passive, the stagnant. And when you master this art, you will find that life itself becomes a conversation, not one where you beg for answers, but one where you boldly participate in the creation of your destiny. Fear the door to your destiny. You avoid it. You mask it. You convince yourself that it is an enemy to be conquered or a flaw to be hidden. But fear, raw, unrelenting fear, is not your enemy. It is your guide, and it points to the path you must take. Where fear rises, there lies your door, the threshold to everything you could become. Do not let the world deceive you into seeking comfort. Comfort is a grave where dreams are buried, where potential withers in the safety of what is familiar. Fear, on the other hand, is alive. It burns in your chest, tightens your breath, and fills your mind with excuses to turn back. It is not there to stop you, it is there to awaken you. The question is not whether you will feel fear, it is whether you will step through it. Your intuition whispers in the presence of fear, urging you to move forward, not retreat. It knows what lies beyond, even when your rational mind cannot comprehend it. That shiver in your spine, that pull in your gut, it is the voice of your deeper self, telling you that the thing you fear most is where your transformation begins. 2. Walk toward fear is to rebel against everything that keeps you small. Fear guards the treasures of life, your growth, your freedom, your purpose. It will not hand them to you willingly. You must earn them. And the only way to do so is to face it, to step into the dark, trembling but resolute, knowing that what awaits on the other side is worth the price of your discomfort. The greatest tragedy is not feeling fear. It is letting it dictate your limits. Those who avoid their fears live half-lives, prisoners of imaginary walls. But those who confront them, those who let fear guide them, they become more than they ever thought possible. They become alive in a way most can scarcely imagine. So, go. Walk toward the thing that makes your heart race and your hands tremble. That is where your destiny waits. Fear is not a barrier. It is the door. Trust the lightning within. In the vast theater of your mind, where thoughts endlessly twist and turn, there exists a fleeting moment, a spark. It strikes without warning, illuminating the darkness with clarity so sharp it feels almost divine. This is your intuition, your primal knowing, whispering the truth before the noise of doubt can drown it out. You hesitate, you doubt, you tell yourself to analyze, to weigh the pros and cons, to seek reassurance from logic. And in that hesitation, the lightning fades, leaving you stranded in the shadows of overthinking. But intuition does not negotiate, nor does it linger. It is a blade that cuts through uncertainty, a voice that speaks once and leaves you to decide whether to trust it or succumb to fear. Your first impulse is not random. It is the culmination of everything you have seen, felt, and learned. Every fragment of wisdom stored deep within you. It is the collision of your experience and your essence, distilled into a single flash of insight. To question it is to question the core of who you are. When you trust this impulse, you step into a realm of pure action, untainted by the paralysis of doubt. This is not recklessness. It is alignment. The universe moves through you in that moment, and your decision becomes an act of creation. But when you suppress it, when you let logic chain you to the ground, you deny yourself the freedom to soar. Fear will tell you that your impulse is dangerous. Society will train you to believe that only what is calculated and cautious is right. But caution is often a mask for cowardice, and overthinking is the death of authenticity. The truth is that the greatest leaps, the ones that define lives and change destinies, are made in the space of that first impulse. So trust it. Trust the lightning within you. It does not falter, nor does it lie. It is not bound by rules, and it owes no explanation. It simply is. And if you have the courage to follow it, you will find that it leads not to chaos, but to clarity, to purpose, to the life you were always meant to live. The whispering voice of truth. Patience is a virtue you were taught to dismiss. In a world that glorifies speed, where answers must be instant and decisions immediate, you were made to believe that waiting is weakness. But the deepest truths cannot be rushed. Intuition does not shout over the chaos of your mind. It waits for the noise to settle, for silence to take hold, and then it speaks in a whisper. This whisper, so faint yet so profound, is the voice of your inner compass, the part of you that knows before you know. But it does not compete for your attention. It will not fight against your impatience or your need for control. Instead, it will wait calmly, like a mountain unmoved by storms, until you are ready to hear. The art of waiting is not passive. It is an act of defiance, a rebellion against the frantic pace of the world. To wait is to trust, not just in your intuition, but in the timing of life itself. The impatient miss this truth. They drown in the urgency of their thoughts, chasing answers that slip further away. But those who wait, those who cultivate stillness, find that the answers come to them, clear and undeniable, like the first light of dawn breaking through the night. Patience requires courage. It demands that you sit with uncertainty, that you resist the urge to fill the silence with noise. It is in this silence, in this space of not knowing, that intuition reveals itself. It may take days, weeks, even years. But when it comes, it will come with the weight of inevitability, and you will realize it was always worth the wait. Do not mistake the whisper for weakness. It is quiet because it does not need to prove itself. It is confident in its truth, unshaken by your doubts. And when you learn to listen, to truly listen, you will find that this whisper has more power than all the noise you once thought you needed. Master the art of patience, and you will hear what others cannot. In that stillness lies the wisdom that transforms lives. Those who can wait always hear. Clear the clutter, unleash the mind. Your mind is not a storage room, yet you treat it as one. You cram it with the debris of trivial thoughts, endless worries, and borrowed opinions until it becomes heavy, sluggish, and incapable of seeing clearly. This mental clutter is not harmless, it is a prison. It binds your intuition, stifles your creativity, and drowns out the voice of your true self. To clear this clutter is not a luxury, it is a necessity. A chaotic mind cannot hear the subtle truths that guide your path. It cannot grasp the brilliance hidden beneath the surface of your daily life. The noise is too loud, the confusion too thick. But when you begin to remove the unnecessary, you create space. And in that space, clarity is born. This is not an easy task. The world thrives on filling your mind with distractions. It feeds you. An endless stream of information demands your attention at every moment and rewards you for consuming rather than creating. To resist this is an act of rebellion, but it is a rebellion worth waging. Find your way to silence. For some, it is meditation, a deliberate retreat into the stillness within. For others, it is running, where the rhythm of your body synchronizes with your breath, stripping away the excess. For others still, it is creation, where the act of bringing something into existence purifies the mind and restores focus. Do not underestimate the power of a clear mind. It is not just empty, it is alive, vibrant, and full of possibility. In this clarity, intuition thrives. You no longer second guess, you simply know. You no longer react, you act with purpose. But be warned, the world will not applaud your stillness. It will tempt you back into the chaos with promises of comfort and distraction. Resist it. The reward for clarity is not applause, it is freedom. And in that freedom, you will find the strength to become who you were always meant to be. Clear the clutter, strip away the noise, and let the brilliance of your mind shine through. Act, even without certainty. Certainty is a myth, an illusion crafted by the fearful. You were conditioned to wait for it, to seek its embrace before taking action. But certainty does not come, it never will. It is a mirage, ever shifting, always out of reach. And yet, this is where most people falter, waiting, forever waiting, for the moment when everything aligns. But life does not wait, it moves relentlessly, and those who hesitate are left behind. Intuition does not promise a map. It is not a guide that hands you a path with clear markers and signs. It is a quiet whisper, urging you to step into the unknown, to trust that movement, not stillness, will reveal the way. It speaks not in guarantees, but in the courage to begin. The truth is that you will never be fully prepared. You will never have all the answers. But the first step is the most crucial, for it is in the action itself that clarity emerges. It is in the act of moving forward that the next step becomes clear. The road is not given to you, it is created by your willingness to take the first step, despite the doubt, despite the fear. This is where true freedom lies, not in the absence of uncertainty, but in the willingness to act in spite of it. You do not wait for certainty to act, you act, and in that act you shape certainty. The more you move, the more the path reveals itself, not as something set in stone, but as something forged by your own hands. To act is to claim your power. It is a declaration that you are not bound by the paralysis of indecision. You are not waiting for the world to tell you what to do. You are creating your own direction. And in this creation, you will find not just the way forward, but the strength to follow it. Do not wait for certainty. Take the first step and let the journey reveal itself. The road is made by those who dare to walk it, not by those who wait for the perfect sign. Embrace mistakes as part of the process. Mistakes are not the failures you've been taught to fear. They are the raw materials of wisdom, the crucibles in which your intuition is forged. When you stumble, when you fall, you are not losing ground. You are expanding your awareness, sharpening your instincts, and refining your inner voice. But the world does not tell you this. It teaches you to avoid failure at all costs, to sidestep anything that might tarnish your image of perfection. But perfection is a lie. It is a barrier to growth, a mask that hides the true power of experience. Only through failure, only through falling and rising again, does your inner knowing grow stronger. Every mistake is a teacher, offering you a lesson that no success can provide. It is not punishment, it is a gift. It reveals what you cannot see in your triumphs, the areas where you must grow, the patterns you must break, the truths you must face. Your intuition listens to these lessons. It absorbs them, refines them, and integrates them into the guidance it gives you. To fear mistakes is to fear life itself, For life is not a straight line. It is a winding path full of twists and turns, each one rich with the potential for learning. And each mistake you make is a step toward mastery. It is not about avoiding wrong turns, but about learning to trust yourself more deeply with each step. Do not despise your failures. Do not bury them in shame or regret. Embrace them, for they are the architects of your intuition. Every misstep, every wrong decision, every painful moment is a building block of the clarity you seek. The more you accept this, the more you will. Realize that your mistakes were never mistakes at all. They were the necessary trials that led you to the truth. So go ahead. Make your mistakes. Fall, stumble, and rise again. Each time you do, your intuition grows louder, clearer, and more certain. The voice that once whispered will soon speak with the power of a storm, and you will understand deeply and unmistakably that without those mistakes, you would never have found your way. Listen to your body. Your body is not a mere vessel, a machine that carries you through the day. It is a wisdom keeper, a silent oracle that speaks in the language of sensations, tension, pain, ease. These are not random signals, they are messages from your deepest self, your subconscious mind reaching out to guide you. Yet, in the chaos of your thoughts, you overlook them, dismiss them as mere physical reactions, but they are much more than that. Your body holds the answers to questions you cannot yet articulate. It remembers things your mind has forgotten, and it knows truths that have been buried deep within you. The tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, the sudden lightness in your limbs, these are not accidents. They are the body's way of telling you where you are aligned with your truth and where you are straying from it. When you feel the weight of discomfort, listen closely. Do not mask it with distractions or numbing agents. It is not a punishment. It is a warning. Your body is telling you that something is out of balance, that something within or around you is misaligned. And when you feel ease, when you feel lightness, it is the body's way of confirming that you are in tune with your true path. To ignore these signals is to silence the voice of your intuition. The mind is a labyrinth of noise, but the body speaks clearly, unambiguously. It does not lie, for it is not bound by the illusions of the conscious mind. When you learn to listen, to trust these sensations, you will begin to understand a deeper truth about yourself, the truth that lies beyond words, beyond logic, beyond the mind. The body knows. It knows the way forward and the way back. It knows when you are aligned with your purpose and when you are drifting off course. It is not a passive instrument, it is a partner in your journey. So, listen to it. Honor its messages, for they are the keys to unlocking the full potential of your intuition. Your body speaks what your mind cannot, and in this dialogue, you will find the wisdom you seek. Free yourself from toxic surroundings. You are the sum of the voices that surround you. The energy that permeates your world, from the people you speak with to the environments you inhabit, seeps into your very soul. It is a silent force, shaping your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. And when you allow yourself to be surrounded by negativity, manipulation, and doubt, you poison the well of your intuition. You silence the very voice that guides you. Toxicity is an insidious thing. It does not announce itself with violence. It creeps in quietly like a shadow until it has consumed the light of your own clarity. The people who drain you, the relationships that weigh you down, the environments that breed fear, all of these are like chains around your spirit. Each one tightening, each one stealing the vibrancy of your intuition. But the truth is this: you have the power to break free. You have the ability to choose the voices you allow into your life. You have the strength to surround yourself with those who lift you higher, those who inspire you to grow, to evolve, to become more than you are. The right people will spark your inner fire, will help you hear your intuition more clearly, and will guide you toward your true path. To rid yourself of toxicity is not just an act of self-care, it is an act of defiance. It is a refusal to be swayed by the opinions, doubts, and fears of others. When you cleanse your environment, you reclaim your power. You create space for your intuition to flourish, for your true self to emerge. Think of your mind as a garden. Would you allow weeds to choke the life out of the plants you care for? Would you let toxic soil poison the seeds of greatness within you? No. And yet this is what you do when you allow negativity to surround you. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, who encourage you, who see the greatness in you, even when you cannot see it in yourself. Let go of those who seek to manipulate, who feed off your energy, who leave you weaker than they found you. These are not just people. They are distractions from your true path, barriers to the full expression of your intuition. Free yourself. The moment you do, you will find that your intuition grows stronger, clearer, and more certain. You will be able to hear its voice above the noise, to follow its guidance without hesitation, and to step into a life that is truly your own. The world outside may be full of chaos, but in the space you create for yourself, there will be only clarity. Record your sensations. The mind is a chaos of fleeting thoughts, an ever-shifting landscape of impressions and intuitions. In the rush of life, it is easy to overlook the subtle whispers of your inner self, the faint, often imperceptible nudges that direct you toward truth. Yet these whispers are powerful. They are the threads that, when followed, will unravel the very fabric of your existence, leading you to a deeper understanding of who you are and what you seek. But to hear them clearly, you must first learn to listen. Recording your sensations, your fleeting thoughts, your intuitive impulses is not a mere practice. It is an act of honoring the wisdom within you. By writing down your feelings, your sudden insights, your moments of déjà vu, you begin to weave together the fragmented pieces of your inner world into a coherent pattern. The more you record, the more you begin to see connections, to understand the language of your intuition. What once seemed random becomes a map, each entry a clue that leads you closer to the truth. Do not dismiss the small, seemingly insignificant impressions. The feeling of unease in a room, the sudden flash of inspiration, the quiet certainty that something is right or wrong. These are not trivialities. They are the language of your deeper self, trying to communicate with you. When you record them, you give them the space to grow, to be understood, and to guide you. Over time, you will begin to notice patterns. The same ideas or feelings will appear again and again, each time in a slightly different form. You will start to recognize the rhythm of your intuition, how it speaks to you through sensations, through gut feelings, through subtle signs. This is no coincidence. These patterns are the map to your future, the roadmap of your soul. But to hear this map, you must be willing to listen, to slow down, to capture the moments of clarity in the storm of your everyday life. The more you write, the more you will realize that your intuition was never random. It was always there, quietly guiding you, waiting for you to recognize its voice. So begin the practice. Keep a journal of your sensations. Record your thoughts, your instincts, your hunches. What you write today may hold the key to a decision tomorrow. What you record in the quiet moments may reveal the truth that you've been seeking for a lifetime. You are not just writing down thoughts. You are capturing the very pulse of your being, the silent whispers that will one day lead you to your fullest self. And in that process, you will discover that the truth was always within you, waiting to be uncovered. Do not confuse the voice of fear with the voice of intuition. Fear is loud. It is a thunderstorm that shakes the foundation of your mind, a cacophony that drowns out all other sounds. It screams warnings, magnifies the dangers, and twists the world into a darkened mirror of what could go wrong. Fear is an illusion, a masterful manipulator. It will make you believe that it is your guide, that it is protecting you from harm. But in truth, it is nothing but a shadow, a wraith that feeds on your insecurities. Intuition, on the other hand, is quiet, so quiet that it may be easy to miss. It does not shout or demand attention. It is a soft whisper in the background, a nudge in your soul that gently urges you toward your truth. Where fear screams of the dangers that lie ahead, intuition calmly guides you through the fog, showing you the next step without the weight of panic. The battle between fear and intuition is not one of volume. Fear will always shout louder, demand more attention, fill your thoughts with endless what-ifs. But intuition is patient. It waits for you to silence the noise, to step beyond the chaos, so that it can speak to you with clarity. The key, then, is not to listen to the volume, but to the quality of the message. Fear is always reactive. It thrives on uncertainty, on the unknown. It seeks to paralyze you, to keep you in a state of anxiety, always looking over your shoulder, always second-guessing every move. Intuition, however, is calm and deliberate. It is not about avoiding risk, but about knowing where to step, when to act, and when to wait. It does not demand your attention. It earns it by showing you the path step by step in the quiet spaces of your mind. The more you learn to listen to both voices, the more you will begin to recognize the difference. Fear will always be the loudest, the most insistent, but intuition will be there in the background, soft yet unwavering, guiding you through the storm. Do not let fear control you. Do not let it drown out the subtle wisdom that lies within you. Learn to distinguish between the panic that paralyzes and the calm that guides you forward. For in that distinction lies the power to move beyond your fears, to step into the unknown with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that they are being led, not by the noise of their worries, but by the silent wisdom that resides in their soul. Practice small experiments. To awaken your intuition, do not seek out grand revelations or life-altering decisions. Begin with the subtle, the seemingly insignificant, for it is through these small experiments that you learn to trust the very essence of your inner voice, the choice of a road, the guess of a phone call, the fleeting thoughts that cross your mind. These are not trivial moments. They are the training ground for a more profound understanding of your own soul. You see, intuition is not born in the thunderous moments of clarity. It is cultivated in the whispers of daily life. When you guess who will call you, or when you follow the path that feels right, you begin to tap into a deeper current of knowing. These simple actions are not exercises in chance. They are invitations to tune in to the subtle signals that pass unnoticed by most. Each time you take the leap without logic, without overthinking, you strengthen the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious wisdom. Through these experiments, you are not testing fate but practicing trust. You are learning to let go of the need for certainty, to silence the constant barrage of doubt and second-guessing that clouds your judgment. You are teaching yourself to feel rather than analyze, to act on impulse rather than calculation. And in this delicate act of experimentation, you will find that your sensitivity to the world around you sharpens. You will begin to notice the patterns that were once hidden, the quiet nudges that were always there, waiting for your attention. Your intuition will no longer be a faint whisper in the background, but a clear, guiding force that aligns you with your true path. The beauty of small experiments lies in their simplicity. They are harmless, yet they carry the potential for great discovery. You will not make a mistake if you choose the wrong road or guess the wrong caller. Instead, you will learn more about your own instincts, about the way your soul speaks to you. Each experiment is a conversation with your deeper self, a dialogue that expands your awareness and strengthens your trust in the unseen. So, embark on these small experiments with courage and curiosity. For in these seemingly insignificant moments, the seeds of your intuition will grow into a powerful force that will guide you through the complexities of life. What may seem like a trivial exercise today will, in time, reveal the extraordinary power that lies within the ordinary. Be grateful for every experience. Gratitude is not merely an act of politeness or a fleeting emotion. It is a way of living, a profound acknowledgement of life itself in all its unpredictability and chaos. Most people walk through life with their eyes fixed on the next moment, the next goal, the next success. They fail to see that the richness of existence is contained not in the destination, but in the journey itself, every step, every stumble, every victory and defeat. In the realm of intuition, gratitude is the soil in which it grows. For intuition is not a divine gift, but a cultivated skill, a subtle language that speaks through experience. It speaks to you through both success and failure, through moments of clarity and confusion. And yet, how many of us reject failure, curse it, and wish it away as if it were something to fear? We run from it, and in doing so, we close ourselves off from the very lessons that would make us wiser. True wisdom comes not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it with open arms. Every misstep, every challenge, every disappointment is a teacher, one that reveals more about yourself than any success ever could. And it is only when you are able to look at these experiences with gratitude that your intuition can expand, deepen, and strengthen. For gratitude is not just a response to success. It is a key that unlocks the hidden meaning in every moment. When you thank life for its lessons, when you offer gratitude for the twists and turns, you align yourself with the flow of the universe. You stop resisting, stop fighting against what is, and begin to embrace it fully. In this acceptance, your intuition finds its true form. It becomes more than just a fleeting thought or a passing impulse. It becomes a deep, unshakable knowing that guides you without hesitation. You see, intuition is not about certainty or clarity. It is about learning to trust the process, even when the path ahead is unclear. It is about learning to be grateful for the uncertainty, for the mystery, for the unknown. Every experience, whether good or bad, is an opportunity to tune into that deeper current within you. And with every lesson you learn, with every experience you embrace, you grow stronger, more attuned to your true self. So, do not mourn the failures, the mistakes, the moments that did not go as planned. Instead, thank them. Thank them for the wisdom they brought, for the clarity they gave, for the growth they sparked. Each experience is a gift, a piece of the puzzle that brings you closer to the fullness of your being. In this life, the truly wise are not those who avoid hardship, but those who embrace it with gratitude and grace, knowing that it is in the fire of experience that their intuition is forged and their soul is refined. And as you walk this path, you will find that your intuition becomes not a fleeting whisper, but a steady, unwavering guide that leads you to the life you were always meant to live. As you walk the path of intuition, remember, this journey is yours to shape one step at a time. Trust the whispers of your soul, embrace the lessons life offers, and be grateful for every moment, whether it brings clarity or confusion. The more you listen, the more you will understand the power that lies within you. May your inner voice grow stronger with each day, and may you walk forward with courage, knowing that the answers you seek are already within you. Take the leap. Trust yourself, and remember, you are the creator of your own truth.